7th December 1941. This was the last day in history after which the map of the world was going to change forever. On that Navy base, a disaster was about to strike that no one had any idea about. On the battleship, an African-American boy, Torres Miller, serves breakfast to the Navy officers. As soon as the sun rises, and after that, he goes to collect their laundry exactly at 7:57 in the morning. Doris hears a siren, that siren which perhaps no one ever wants to hear in service. He immediately runs outside and is shocked to see that the entire sky is filled with Japanese bomber aircraft within the blink of an eye. It felt as if doomsday had fallen on the whole naval base, because the Japanese aircraft started destroying American ships one by one. This attack was carried out on the Pearl Harbor base, and today we will know why Japan had the courage to attack a country like America, why a cook named Doris Miller was given America's biggest award, and why America carried out a nuclear attack on Japan. Welcome once again to the Mr. Shahzaid video. Our interesting story begins in 1941, when, in World War II, America had put everything at stake to save China. Yes, the same China against which, in 2026, America openly speaks. It happened like this, that 3 years had already passed since the start of World War II, in which on one side there were Germany and Italy, while on the other side there were Britain, Netherlands, and France. America had no part in this war. America was completely neutral, because due to the losses in World War I, America wanted to keep itself completely away from the wars happening in Europe and Asia. But there was one country that kept troubling America continuously, and that was Japan. Because Japan had very few natural resources, it was rapidly capturing neighboring countries so that it could fulfill its demand for natural resources. Japan had already captured Korea, Taiwan, and large parts of China in the Pacific Ocean. Japan also had its eyes on Philippines, Malaysia, and Indonesia, but the problem was that Malaysia was a British colony, Indonesia belonged to the Netherlands, and the Philippines was a colony of neutral America. These countries did not like Japan capturing other countries at all, because behind Japan somewhere was the support of Hitler, and Hitler was an enemy of Britain and America. After seeing Japan's actions in July 1941, America stopped supplying oil to Japan. Japan did not have its own oil, rather 80% of its oil demand was imported from America. America placed a condition that first Japan would have to leave its control in China. Only then it would get oil. This was a very difficult decision for Japan on one side. If it left China, the whole world would think that even with Hitler's support, Japan had bowed down before America. On the other side, there was oil without which Japan would become weak. Anyway, Japan decided that it would not withdraw its forces from China. Instead, secretly, it made a plan that it would capture Indonesia for oil. But this task was not as easy as it seemed, as we already know that Indonesia at that time was a colony of the Netherlands, and to reach there it was necessary to first capture the Philippines, which was a colony of America. Japan knew very well that if it attacked the Philippines, then the response would come from the American naval base Pearl Harbor, located in the Pacific Ocean. But because Japan's oil reserves were now rapidly running out, and they had no option left except to attack, they decided not to attack the Philippines, but Pearl Harbor. Yes, the Japanese military leaders decided that they would launch a surprise attack on America's Pearl Harbor base and completely destroy the base so that, afterwards, Japan could easily capture the Philippines. Japan had now secretly started preparing for the attack on Pearl Harbor. It began preparing its fleet, which included 2 battleships, 39 submarines, 30 destroyers, and about 414 bomber aircraft. These aircraft were sent toward Pearl Harbor through 6 aircraft carriers on the other side. If the American forces standing at Pearl Harbor were estimated, then it included 8 battleships, 59 anti-aircraft ships, submarines, and 390 aircraft. If seen, America had enough force to stop Japan's attack, but for this, it was necessary that they received information about the attack in advance. But Japan wanted to keep this attack completely secret. Therefore, the Japanese commander decided that before the attack, They would stay away from any wireless communication. The force that left Japan after traveling nearly 8,000 kilometers was now only 370 kilometers away from Pearl Harbor. And this was the point from where the aircraft were launched for the attack. The biggest attack was about to happen, in which America was not even involved. Yet, on the morning of 7th December 1941, at 7:57, about 350 Japanese aircraft attacked Pearl Harbor in two different groups. The Americans, who were completely unaware of this attack, felt as if doomsday had fallen upon them. The first group of Japanese aircraft rained bombs. They kept attacking Pearl Harbor for 45 minutes and then went back. At first, it seemed that perhaps the attack was over, but after 10 minutes, the second group of bomber aircraft arrived and destroyed the base with heavy bombing. This attack continued for 1 hour and 15 minutes, in which Japan completely dominated Pearl Harbor. About 20 vessels, 8 battleships, and more than 300 planes were destroyed. While standing, the ground turned to fire and the sky was covered with clouds of smoke. During this time, in one of America's battleships, there was also an African-American cook, Doris Miller, whom we mentioned at the beginning of the video. During the laundry collection, Tories heard a siren. By the time he came outside after hearing the terrifying siren, a Japanese torpedo missile hit their ship, in which, along with the ship captain, many officers were injured. Doris alone shifted the injured to a safe place, and then went to the anti-aircraft machine gun and started firing back at the Japanese aircraft without any training. He shot down a total of 6 Japanese aircraft. For this bravery, he was later given the Navy Cross Award, which is the second biggest award in the United States Navy after the Medal of Honor. After 1 hour and 15 minutes, the Japanese aircraft went back, but they had now pushed America into World War II. The same America, which was not even part of World War II before this attack. The very next day after the attack on Pearl Harbor, America decided to teach Japan a lesson and declared open war against it. For the next 3 months, America remained busy restoring its naval base. Fortunately, many ships had sunk in shallow water, which were repairable after. For months, America attacked Japan in the same way as Japan had attacked Pearl Harbor. Yes, in April 1942, America rained bombs on Japan's capital, Tokyo. This was America's first attack in World War II. But after this, America did not stop. For the next 4 years, a fierce war continued between Japan and America, in which now America had the upper hand. Japan had become very weak in this war, but it was not ready to surrender to the Americans. Finally, in August 1945, America used its last card against Japan. On 6 August 1945, at 800 in the morning, a Boeing B-29 Super Fortress aircraft was seen over the Japanese city of Hiroshima. This aircraft dropped a 4,400 kilogram bomb named Little Boy over Hiroshima. Exactly 43 seconds later, a massive explosion occurred and everything turned white. After that, a fireball rose from the ground to the sky, which raised the temperature of the ground to about 5,000 degrees Celsius. This was the first nuclear attack in history, which turned about 80% of the city into dust. The Japanese military leaders felt the ground slip beneath their feet before they could fully understand what had happened. 3 days later, on 9th August, America dropped another nuclear bomb on the Japanese city of Nagasaki. This was a Mark III bomb whose code name was Fat Man. This 4,670 kilogram bomb completely wiped out the city from existence. These were the 2 nuclear bombs that were ever used on humans in history. If you want to watch the full video with all the details, I have made a detailed video on this topic which you can watch on our channel. You will enjoy it, and the link to the video is also available in the description. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support our channel. Since my channel is still new, your support really means a lot to me and helps us bring more content for you. If you notice any mistakes in this video, I sincerely apologize. We always try our best to provide accurate and interesting content. You can also connect with us on Instagram. The link is available in the description below, so feel free to reach out and stay in touch. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care, stay safe, and see you soon. Bye.